Hey everybody, it's Gary again. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about what you can actually do to separate yourself from the competition as far as listings go. So what you can do to make your listings stand out from everyone else's. So there are literally millions of listings on eBay. Millions of listings. What can you do to actually separate yourself from those listings? So there's a few things that you can do. One of my previous videos talked about scanning the UPC code, which is one thing you can definitely do. So straight away, you're above people that haven't used that UPC code. So bang, straight away, you've stepped up from any listing that doesn't have a UPC code or an ISBN code scanned in it. You've just gone straight above that. Okay, so what else can we do? Okay, so I just want to preface this video with a disclaimer being that I'm not sharing a secret bullet or any secret information that's not already widely available to do with listings. So I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Proceed.
But there really are only three areas to listings on eBay. You've got your title, your description, and your photos. So you just need to work on all three of those areas and just make them the very best that you possibly can. One of the things I like to do with my title is I like to use up that whole 80 characters. It might serve you that if you're only using 20 characters for your titles, use all of that space that you have in the title to describe as much about the listing as you can, adding about the condition. If it's for DVDs, what region those DVDs or Blu-rays are. If it's video games, what picture system it is, whether it's PAL or NTSC. So using those bits of information. If it's clothing, if it's jeans, or if it's shoes, a style code into it if you have the room. If not, you can put that information in your description. Then when it comes to the description, you want to make sure that you're listing any flaws that any of your items have, any wear, anything that might be an issue for people. You just want to disclose fully the condition. So obviously when I'm talking about the photos, I guess there are maybe two schools of thought when it comes to the photos in your listing. And that would be, some people choose to use a different color background because they want to stand out. They want to grab people's attention. People may be looking at listings. They come across a listing which doesn't have a white background, and that draws people in. So that would be one way of thinking. And the other way of thinking would be, now if you do use a white background, then that means that Google can index your listings, which means potentially maybe more people than just eBay are going to see those images. If people are doing a Google search for a particular item and your item comes up, then they go to eBay and they can purchase. You have to decide which way you want to go, which way works best for you, for your listings, for your store. Now, another thing that I do, especially with book listings, is I actually, rather than just scanning or taking a picture of the front cover of the book, I like to actually use the spine of the book. And again, it's just because it's something different. So I might use that as my first picture rather than using just the front cover. I'll use that as a second picture. But I use the spine just because it's different. And obviously, one of my mindsets in all of my eBay listings is I'm just trying to do something different. And thinking about standing out from the competition and thinking about what can I do differently to make my listing stand out from everyone else. So then I guess you could come to the description. If you're photographing clothing, then you do want to have all the measurements in there. Most people have one or two measurements. So if I include an extra 3 measurements, it's going to take me an extra minute to do that for each listing. But I'm just adding additional measurements in there so that when people come to my listing and they look and they go, okay, wow, this person has actually gone to the effort. You know, they've gone over and above the other people. Obviously, you want your photos to look really good. Most listings, if they're only going to add, say, 3 photos or 4 photos or 5 photos, I'm going to use the full 12 that I'm allowed to use in my listings to make my listing as good as possible. I want to show people as much of the clothing that I can in 12 photos to make it presentable, so that hopefully that will persuade them this is something that they want to buy. So with all of my listings, I'm always thinking about how can I make my listings stand out from all the other listings. You know, if I see a lot of listings that they have free postage listing, I don't ever put free postage in any of my listings. I prefer to put sent with tracking. So, you know, sent Australia Post, sent with tracking. That's just a tiny little thing. And so it's a whole bunch of different things like that. But if you're just in that mindset of thinking about what can I do differently? How can I make my listings stand out? And if you're just thinking like that, then obviously you're going to be able to make little tweaks and do little things to really kind of make your listings stand out from all the other ones. Whether it is using a different color background or whatever it is, you will come up with the ways that you think work best to make your listings stand out. That's just a couple of ideas I've given you. Hopefully you can kind of think about it, and then it will mean that you will be able to kind of put that into practice. Just make some little tweaks on how you're listing, or the photos you're taking, or the photo that you decide to use as the main photo, and that will just help you to get your listings to kind of stand out. You know, writing really good descriptions, you know, writing a really good title as well, giving as much information as you possibly can, not just writing the minimum, you know, spending a little bit of time doing those kind of things. And I think they're really going to help you to improve your listings. Hopefully that will equate to more sales. So I just have a short little time lapse of me in the studio today, just playing around with this new light and just fiddling around. And then I'm going to show you some of the results as well that I came up with for a different background. I just wanted to give you that as an idea that, you know, maybe it just gets you thinking, gets your creative process going, and you can come up with something. Maybe this sparks an idea of something that you can do different. There's plenty of ideas left to have. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's just a short little video. I am making 1 video a week. Thank you. And I look forward to the next video. Bye for now.